Hi, it's Amber from Sweet Am's Cookies. In this tutorial, I'll show you how I made these winter under the sea cookies using royal icing, food coloring, luster dust, and sparkling sugar. Make the royal icing according to the instructions on the royal icing mix package. The icing should hold a stiff peak like this. Set aside about 1/3 cup of icing. Thin the rest of the icing to flood consistency by adding a teaspoon of water at a time. To test the consistency, take a scoop of icing out of the bowl and drop it back in. It should take between 15 to 20 seconds to be completely smooth. Fill a tipless piping bag with the flood consistency icing, and then cut a very small hole in the tip to pipe the jellyfish tentacles. Cut the hole in the bag slightly larger and flood the body of the jellyfish. Use the scribe tool to help shape the icing. Allow the icing to dry for about 15 minutes and then pipe another layer of tentacles. Allow the icing to dry for another 15 to 30 minutes. Fit a decorating bag with a leaf tip 352 and fill it with a couple of scoops of stiff consistency icing. Hold the tip so that the V shape is facing up and pipe another layer of tentacles. Ice the seahorse and the starfish cookies with the flood consistency icing. Separate about 2 tablespoons of stiff consistency icing and color it with a few drops of red food coloring. Set the icing aside to use the following day. Color the remaining stiff consistency icing teal and use it to pipe leaves on a piece of wax paper. This time, the V-shape opening in the tip should be on the sides. Allow the leaves and the cookies to dry overnight. Place a drop of royal blue, sky blue, and teal food coloring into the paint palette. Add a few drops of vodka, grain alcohol, or any flavor extract like vanilla, lemon, or almond. Paint the cookies starting with the royal blue on the outside and working your way in, using sky blue and then teal. Keep a dish of water nearby to rinse your brush between colors. Use the remaining flood consistency icing to pipe details on the starfish and the seahorse cookies. You can use the scribe tool to help fix mistakes. Allow the icing to dry for about an hour. Brush the cookies with white luster dust. Remove the leaves from the wax paper. Pipe a little bit of flood consistency icing wherever you'd like to put sparkling sugar on your cookies. Pour the sparkling sugar into a shallow dish and dip the cookie into the sugar. And then you can use the dry brush to help shape the icing. Attach 2 leaves to the cookie using the flood consistency icing. Fill a tipless decorating bag with the red stiff consistency icing, cut a small hole in the tip, and then pipe a few berries on the leaves. And these are the finished cookies. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching. See you next time.